Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Ming. I'm doing a daily psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages come through, what news you can use. So this is a general reading. I'm tuning into general energies, not one person's specific energies. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies, there's a link in the description box below to schedule your own appointment. It's been amazing meeting so many of you in that one-to-one space. So grateful for all of you and those that I've met, get to do coaching skills, develop your own skills, do psychic readings, house clearings. There's a lot on that menu. So check it out. And looking forward to meeting more of you in that space, those of you who are called to it. So, all right, let's get to your reading. In the past, we've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Something's not working. Something's not working. It feels like has to do with your finances, with work. So something's not working at work in the past. It looks like it was something new that you were moving into, taking action on. But it didn't work out the way you expected it to, at least. Looks like you had a really tough decision. Feels like, do I stay or do I go? Is this the right opportunity for me? Do I really, it's not working out. Do I stick with it and see, but it's a really tough decision. It feels like there was a lot to it, a lot of components, a lot of parts. You might have been dealing with a feminine energy that was unable to really have their shadow, someone really in their lessons, a feminine energy that's really toxic, manipulative, likes controlling behaviors. This is a lot of wounding, and so they wound others. Someone really hurt and wounded, and they hurt and wound others. This is someone who's really popular, has a lot of attention, so it feels kind of has that mean girl type of vibe, like on Mean Girls, the movie. It looks like this type of energy, you didn't participate, you didn't join in. It looks like it made you go into hermit mode, just completely detach and go within to find your answers. Because the outside world at this time was really chaotic. I feel like the chaos was purposely like whipped up by this toxic feminine energy. And so it was really hard to see the landscape. And I feel like that's what this person does. This person creates a lot of chaos and emotional distress. And it keeps people unaligned with their own alignment, but then they align with this person. it's a way to keep people destabilized so they depend on you and they see you as stability, but they're not. They're very reactive. This is someone very experiencing their unhealed wounds for sure. All right, and present energy is the Two of Cups in reverse. It's not a match. There's no love here. It's not a partnership. It's not destined. Is it a split, a breakup, or are we talking about a couple who's already split? Many questions popping up. Let's get to them, all right? Interesting. It's more like we're talking about someone who's not showing up. It feels like someone who's at a distance, time and space, and they're not showing up. Are they supposed to show up? Are you expecting them to show up? This isn't a match. I feel like this, yeah, there's something really out of balance. Maybe someone or both people, there's a partnership that's not coming together. Someone is really out of balance. They, okay, this is talking about partnerships that are unbalanced, where there's an unequal give and take, a lack of reciprocity. We're talking about sourcing someone else's energy, kind of using someone else's energy, and then moving on, getting what you want, you need. I feel like it's more need. There are wants and needs. Getting what you want, this type of energy gets what they want from other people. They're sourcing, and when they get what they need, and then they leave. It feels like this type of behavior is leaving a trail of tears, of people being used and not being honest. I feel like this person uses flattery and ego soothing, ego pumping up to, and they're also using loneliness. If you are, you might find energy on both sides of this. It feels like loneliness. This person really taps into, maybe after some type of breakup, this person comes into your experience, and they've got feels like they use people who are lonely because of a breakup, lonely because whatever circumstances, that seems like how they're getting in. And so the lonely person gives and gives and gives because they're like clinging on to this energy. So both sides, it's not a healthy situation, and that's why it's being brought up. Maybe this work situation, something that didn't work out with someone in the past, maybe you started connecting with someone from a lonely space, or not having the resources that you need around you or something. And so that's why that was brought up, that it didn't work, that it had a limited amount of success because of coming from a lack picture, trying to grow something from loneliness and neediness, and not from a picture of, I can do this and this will work out, or something wonderful that a picture you can build on. So it looks like in the collective, what's coming to light are these type of behaviors, these type of beliefs that allow people to feel entitled to use other people. And hey, if you're lonely, your challenge is strength card, to find that inner strength. Is it better to have, this person comes with a lot of red flags, but I'm so lonely and I'm willing to put up with, or cross my fingers and hope I don't see that aspect. There's those type of games that you've played with yourself that have gotten you choosing people and experiences that aren't really what you're really wanting. And it feels like there's a lack of trust that what you're really wanting can find you and is out there. So there's this call to an inner strength, to not cave in just because you're bored or lonely, and you're willing to, like, yeah, I've already said it, I'm repeating, willing to ignore red flags and difficulties, because at least this is something, grasping onto things that that are not worth your attention, that don't come to harvest. So you put all this time and attention and focus and energy into a person, a situation, and it doesn't come to harvest. You don't reap anything other than more of that original picture that you were planting these seeds on, which is loneliness. So it's do you see that? Do you feel, are you getting that? It's not just, oh, this is wonderful. What picture am I coming from? What energy am I building this opportunity from, this connection from? Is it one of need? I feel needy. Or is it, I'm curious, I feel independent and I can take it or leave it? That's a very powerful spot. I can take it or leave it. I don't need this energy. I don't need this opportunity. I don't need this connection. I'm looking for the right connection for me at this time. Yeah. So this is all the messages I'm getting, is that watch from what energy you're starting a connection from. That is where you're going to end up. And wow, I don't know if I've ever really seen that so clearly. How important it is to have a good foundation, to start it out correctly. Are you showing up as the person you want to become? Are you able to communicate? Are you able to be yourself? Are your needs being heard? Are you able to express your needs? Do you feel comfortable communicating? Do you feel like you're supported and you can support this situation, these people? in the center of your reading is the Lovers. So this does feel like partnership, whether this is lovers, or work partners or friendships, some type of, I feel like we're looking at connections. And in the past, a connection that didn't work. And so being very cautious. Not cautious. Cautious sounds like you're starting off from fear. Like, I'm afraid that I'm not going to work, but I'm just aware, from an awareness, from a mindfulness point of view. I want to see this accurately. I want to accept what I'm seeing and not try to convince myself or convince others. That might be part of it, like convincing. Yeah, you're no longer teaming up with people who are who can't communicate in a mature way issues. So it looks like releasing any type of gossip energy, triangulation, power dynamics, any that mean girl type of energies. You're that just it just feels like a hard no, like absolutely not. I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to have these type of connections where that leave me feeling unstable because I'm not being supported, I'm being talked about, or maybe even you're joining in. Maybe that it's a culture and you can feel, and you don't want to participate in that. You want to address issues head on and discuss issues with the person you're having the issue with. And this is talking about going behind people's backs and never really, it's very masked behaviors. Like, I'm only allowed to see the good in you and only allowed to reflect the good back to you. And I'm going to ignore any toxic behaviors that come up. I feel like instead now you're like addressing, like, hey, and open to receiving clear communication about what you're doing. Will it be difficult? Will it at times hurt? Yes, but it's much better. You can't change what you don't know is needing to be changed. You can't change what you don't know. That you can't change the unconscious. You have to bring it forward. It has to be brought to your attention. And sometimes that's by outside sources saying, hey, this behavior that you do, it crossed a boundary. And it gives you an opportunity to be like, oh crap, I see this about myself. I didn't know I was doing that, or I did on some level, whatever that is. You apologize, you accept that as about yourself, and then make the changes, make conscious agreements. Will you please tell me the next time this is happening in the moment, if you can, like maybe a high sign so I can nip it in the bud. It is not my intention to keep doing this. I would not, something like that. Like, how can we work this out? How can we consciously change this and shift this? So there's more of that cooperative behavior, not taking it personally when someone notices something about you that needs changing to be, if you want to be successful, if you want to be in this group, if you want to, being able to receive criticism, making it safe. to share criticism with others. I'd say it's more critiquing. Limited. Use this limited in a limited fashion. All right. Feel like there's going to be a lot of communicating about this new way of like, I need to communicate this. I'm no longer, I feel this huge, like I'm no longer going to ignore unwanted behavior. I'm going to address it. Not being picky. I'm talking about if someone is stepping on your boundaries, this is unacceptable. This needs addressing. This feels like I'm giving myself permission to address my concerns and communicate very clearly and as much as loud and frequency, not loud like that, but to have my voice. This feels like I have permission to communicate when you cross a boundary of mine. You might not have known that was a boundary, so I'm not going to get upset, but I'm now letting you know that that is a boundary. I'm now letting you know that I want this conscious agreement to ensure that this boundary doesn't get crossed again. And I'm also letting you know that I will communicate when and if you ever cross this boundary again or another one. What's really beautiful about this is embodying self-love. I love myself so much that I want you to have the correct operating terms. So I know as much about me, I can explain to you, express my needs and my desires to you and how to interact with me in a successful way. And I know there are things I'm working on because we're always working on things. So it's not about being perfect. It's about whatever issues you're working on, being able to communicate them consciously, not trying to come off as perfect and that I never do anything that's disruptive. It's owning that, yeah, I'm doing the work. And how can I help you do your work and you help me with mine? Through communication, through honest communication, through a lot of communication. And it also feels like it might start off kind of weird and awkward until you figure out and practice communicating. Yeah. This really helps you. This clears a lot of karma, a lot of confusion karma, so there's a real throat chakra activations coming, a real clearing of what you're not allowed to talk about, what you're not allowed to address. It feels like you're clearing out. Some of you, like I'm not allowed to speak my truth to elders. I'm not allowed to speak my truth to the opposite sex. It's about manipulation. I'm not allowed to disappoint someone. So I always have to show up in a certain energy for them. I don't know why that came up. That feels a little like a cousin to this energy, but it showed up. So, all right, that's your reading. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for all your likes, all your comments. I love getting to know so many of you who are regular commenters. I feel like I'm getting to know your energy and really enjoy your comments. Again, I've met so many of you in that one-to-one reading space, and I'm just love that so much. So if any of you are on the fence about signing up and scheduling a reading, I hope you do that. I'd love to meet you in this space. So, But either way, I hope this reading was helpful. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.